I got shot twice through here, double tap. I just missed my heart and came through here.
It's Bandit, the man from the streets of famine with the blue bandana that the streets demanded.
SWC all day, Compton Block. You know what I mean? If you know, you know.
Remember this shit, yo. Street celebrities since elementary. I've been in it, bro. The flow is complimentary. Public enemy, #1 suspect. Because of how much times I dodged the penitentiary.
Super. When it comes to my block, it goes by generations. So when I said that the older heads, there would have been more older heads, we got rid of that generation. So
You'll be in the middle, the second generation.
We're the second.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, there's the older heads and then there's twice. He got me
So
rapping.
he was on the block rapping.
Let's say he got me rapping.
He was on the block rapping, you see him rapping.
I never meant to live this rap life, but I had to do it. It's either kill or be killed, and I had to live through it.
You know what I'm saying? And they called us, we were the new generation, is what they called us at that time. My mom had it up to here with that. So she moved me to Oshawa forcefully. She told me to pack my shit.
Oshawa is all white or no?
Suburbs don't mean Pleasantville, guy.
Those guys actually had the real Toronto sound.
Like that UK vibe come from me. My stepmom comes from England.
So the origins of fam was UK?
Yeah, it comes from UK.
Because it's always like people are always arguing.
I brought
about
it back
that.
to the block. But that song came from me, gang. You know what I'm saying?
So you influenced the culture basically.
1,000%.
It's Bandit, the man from the streets of famine with the blue bandana that the streets demanded.
What are you guys saying? It's the return of the Real Toronto DVD, episode 7. You know, we just finished episode 6 with Big Downey. Shout out to my dog. It was a sick episode, you know? Everybody go watch that. Right now, you know what I'm saying? It's the Mad Russian, aka Ruso, Loco. We're back. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my dog. We always do this together.
Yeah, we back, you know, for another one. We got my boy Bandit in the house tonight. Y'all know Bandit, one of the best out here, you know what I'm saying?
Super.
A real one.
You know what I'm saying? A real one.
We've been waiting for this, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice one.
I anticipated. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Feeling good, brother.
Yeah. We're hyped for this episode, you know what I'm saying?
For all y'all don't know, when they call me Playboy Bandito, I represent I Don't Nigga Entertainment, Scarlet Rules Incorporated, you know what I'm saying? Originally from the west end of Toronto. For all y'all who don't know, you know. You know what I mean? And I've been doing this for a long time. For y'all who don't know me, and you get to get this opportunity to get to know me a little more, right?
The story and everything. Yeah, man. So, but you traveled a lot, but we're gonna cover that, right? So, but from the west, you were in, you know what I'm saying? We'll cover that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just like, so, like, let's start from the first days, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you were born and stuff like that, you know?
I was born in North York, Bronson. Hospital. Let's say Regent Park was my first place I call home. I was there until I was about 3 years old.
Which one, north or south?
I was North Regent.
North.
Yeah, right on River and Gerard. River and Dundas, right on the corner there. Then I moved to Falstaff when I was about 3. And then I lived there till I was about 10.
Do you remember which building? 20, 30, or 40?
Yeah, 20 building all day.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, 20 building all day, gang.
Okay, sick.
Then I moved to Scarlett when I was about 10. Scarlettwood Court, not Scarlett Road.
Big up to Scarlett.
Scarlettwood Court.
Scarlettwood.
If you know the difference.
Who grew up in the household?
Okay, I'm the only boy of 4 girls.
Oh, okay, so this.
Yeah, and I'm the oldest.
5.
Yeah, there's 5 of us. My mom's single mother.
And you're Jamaican, yeah?
Yeah, I'm Jamaican and Cuban.
Oh, okay, for real.
Cuban comes from my great grandmother.
Oh, you speak Spanish or no?
Yeah.
Poquito.
Yeah.
Un poco.
Yeah. Not fluent, no. We got an ashtray? I don't mean ashtray on the ground.
We ash in the cup.
In your cup? Or...
I'll give him the next one. There's like 3 more.
No, we good. But yeah, and then after that, I moved out to the East End. I was moved out to the East End when I was like 14.
No, but before that, there's a long before that. Scarlett, right?
Yes.
We missed the whole Scarlett.
After Scarlett, I was moved to.
No, but wait, let's talk about
What
Scarlett.
your grade school? What grade school you went to? Like
I went to Maple Leaf.
Maple Leaf, yeah.
When I started elementary when I went to Falstaff.
How was it like living in Falstaff?
How was my childhood?
Yeah, like Falstaff. Let's
shit,
start with
gang.
Falstaff. Yeah, let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot of people know me. Falstaff and Regent were pretty much the same. So I was 2 years old, right? I was in that region at the time. I was in the front porch because that's where I used to hang out because we see the front and we always see the cars drive by and shit.
Because like townhouses, right? Like those low rises.
We were in no, this is way before the high rises. This is when region was like, you know what I'm saying? Before even
early 90s.
Yeah. So like we would see in the front and we would just look at cars and watch them drive by. But we'd get bored and then go places, right? So when I was 2 years old, I was on the porch one day. My mom told me this story, as a matter of fact, when I grew up. So what happened was, I ended up getting up and walking away. But I went around the corner, a little bit around the corner. And then I came back, there was police, children aids,
so you went
truck.
missing when you were
Yeah, I went missing.
You went from store to run the block.
Yeah, Super went missing. I came back and boom. But ever since then, like even though it's 3, 4, 5, I used to run Regent Park bare feet, gang. I used to run that bare feet, and I used to be going far. Like I used to be coming home at like 2, 3 in the morning. I mean, I get my ass beat for it, obviously. I mean, my mom had nothing to do with it. She didn't know nothing about it. But yeah, I was running Regent Park bare feet.
So why did you end up? Why did you choose to? Oh, like your mom chose to move to Falstaff?
Well, because it was affordable, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were all in my grandma's house, and my grandma's house, it was like, besides that, my uncles were there. Plus my dad was there. I'm saying those times. We spent most of our time in the so we didn't use...
So you had contact with your dad. He was in your life.
Well, yeah, around that time, yeah.
Okay.
Over my lifespan, yeah, he wasn't reachable, but he was there.
Okay, yeah.
But when we moved to Falstaff, the same thing happened there. But when I started going to school, overall, I was a good kid. I was a good kid.
So you did in school, like academically, you were good?
Yeah, academically, I was good. I always did the work. I always knew how. I was just really popular. That's coming up through school from...
With like who? Like the guys?
Everybody, the kids.
The girls?
The girls, yeah, everybody. I was always popular.
You guys win anything in sports?
So you didn't have to do anything to like get respect?
No. I didn't...
Where you ever like, you started like, you weren't in a situation where you were getting bullied or like you felt like an outsider?
No, I wouldn't say that. Oh, well, like on the block, I was always like, I mean, I was an outsider, but like,
why were you an outsider?
I was an outsider. Like I was part of the group, but I always hung around with the young kids. You know what I mean? So like when I'm at around the block, I'm like the young one that go around picking on the kids my age or play tag running around the block and shit. Like I always had that little kid side of me. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. I was in the streets, but I wasn't in the street life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how it was.
Yet.
Yeah, it was always like that growing up, all the way up to when I moved from to Scarlett.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up switching schools. So I ended up going to Westmount. But yeah, I had to switch. I stopped grade 5 in the Maple Leaf, and then I continued on in Westmount. So then I only spent like a half a year there, but and then I went to middle school in Scarlett. That's when all my school days in Scarlett. I started doing sports there. I took part in basketball, tryouts and all that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely didn't make the team.
Didn't?
Nah.
But were you like all in, or you were just like?
Nah, like if I put my mind to it, 100%. Like it was.
Which sport?
Basketball. 100%. Like, ball was in the hood. You know what I'm saying we all played ball all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not saying I couldn't play ball. It's just like,
didn't put your all into it.
I just wasn't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I tried out for basketball sports in Hilltop, and I think that's probably the only time.
What about music?
Which
kind of music did you grow up to? Your parents, you know what I'm saying? Your sister, what they were listening, like in the house?
Oh yeah, well I go up to the old foot shit. You know what I mean? All that. I mean Sanchez. I mean Luciano. You know.
When you were young.
Yeah, Buju Banton, all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I mean.
That's like a common theme, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys listen to that.
Yeah, a lot of redemption stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
before rap.
Well, I guess you say I grew up with all of it at the same time. It was all in the household. Like my uncles used to listen to like Fushnikins, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I can't say there's really any Cool J's or nothing like that, but I mean, it was more like coming on, I mean, ring the alarm, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop more came in when I started listening to it. So,
and what was that like?
So no, I say the first.
When you start getting into hip hop,
when I first started getting into hip hop, Jay-Z was majority of our
So is that before Scarlet?
Nah, that's when we were in Scarlet.
In Scarlet,
If we're in Falstaff now.
Like, when do you start listening to music, like hip hop? Like,
So like when I was
Started Scarlet.
I was like I never really listened to it. It was always around me. You know what I'm saying? So I never actually popped the tape in when I was in elementary. But like when it was started, but when it was in Falstaff, even Regent Falstaff, I know
share it outside.
the history of I know the history of Canadian hip hop very well because like back from Regent Park, I mean you got the Rascals and you got Point Blank. You know what I'm saying?
Point Blank, big
Yeah,
up.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to those guys because I mean that's where I started when I was down there. That's when those guys were around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now when they go to Falstaff, now that's a whole different era. Now you got
Was Juggernaut active at that time? Or no?
Juggernaut was super active, but Juggernaut was just coming on. I didn't know about Nemesis and them.
No,
yeah.
that's way later.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut dropped like Brown Bricks. That's 99 or something.
Yeah, but this is way before that.
Long
Like,
before.
if y'all want to do your homework, this is when like Juggernaut was with TBTBT.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all
I remember
know
that.
about
One,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's in the 90s, like 91.
And I'm related to TBTBT.
Yeah?
Yeah, Shaka and Al. Shout out to Shaka and Al. You know what I'm saying? Those are my dogs. I mean, their sister, we used to go to school together and stuff like that. And I found out later that we was related. But yeah, shout out to them too. But Juggernaut came out with the song first. I think I don't know if they came out first or if it was Juggernaut, but Juggernaut came out with Bubblegum.
I love my bubblegum in a special way. My bubblegum looks better every day. She's a girl that can boom like candy. She can be a Shira or a Shanny.
I don't know, y'all check out Bubblegum. Y'all gonna laugh your head off. He gonna kill you.
Just so guys know, he goes by Frankie Payne now, right? Frankie Payne.
Yeah,
Just so
Frankie
people-
Payne,
He changed
yeah.
his name, but it's
Yeah, shout out
originally
Frankie
Juggernaut.
Payne. But that's my dog. That's my OG. You know what I'm saying? That's how I first got into music was because of him. You know what I'm saying? And then gradually went
You got you to music or later on? This later
Well,
on.
he was the local artist in our hood. You know what I'm
The
saying?
OG of the block.
Yeah, I mean, so like, and when it came to the first mixtape, that was the first mixtape I ever bumped. I'm saying it was Everything's for a Reason.
After midnight, niggas don't want to be seen in the street light. The street life is toxic to your body and the heat might cause a nigga that you thought would always be tight to rob you because you made way too much money last night.
I mean, Juggernaut.
Night Shift.
Yeah.
Big up Juggernaut.
Yeah,
man.
the Anthem
Big up,
CD
you know?
for the streets.
Yeah, I would long time ago when I was in school. I just started listening. I went over here to Jane Wilson. Like they were selling at a barbershop. He was selling his tapes, and I ran into him there.
Yeah.
He was by chance he was at the barbershop there, so I met him there.
Okay, yeah.
It was a long time. We're talking 2001 or something like that.
But yeah,
Yeah,
even
long
that
time
time,
ago.
there, like even Michi, me and them would come around the block. We was getting introduced because they was fluent around the block. Michi, me, like I want to say Maestro, but I'm saying those guys would come around. You know what I'm saying those guys were. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you why, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
but I grew up with those people, seeing those people come around the block and shit. You know what I'm saying, and then when I moved to Scarlet, it was
Yeah, it's good.
so it was. I thought it was like I didn't know.
How old were you first of all when you moved to
I was
Scotland?
10.
10.
Yeah, I was grade 5, right? So when I moved to Scarlet, I didn't know. Well, back then as a kid, when you move from one place to another, you're just like, damn, like fuck. You think you lose all your friends, you know what I'm saying? You lose everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Different neighborhoods, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't that far. So I would go back and forth. I would walk every day to Falstaff.
That's like an easy 45-minute walk, no?
I guess you could say that roughly, yeah, 100%. 100%. But what I was unaware of is that my block was still connected. I mean, all my blocks were connected still. So even when I was back, when I moved there, I mean, Juggernaut would still come over there, you know what I'm saying? And so it was the culture was still over there too. So even when I went out there, I got introduced to DJ Grouch. DJ Grouch, shout out to DJ Grouch, you know what I'm saying?
I remember that name, yeah.
DJ Grouch is one of the people that he was really connected with in the music
He's
scene
Latino.
heavy.
He's Latino, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he was connected into the industry well already. I believe he was rocking with Juggernaut. I believe, but he brought music to the hood at my time around that time. He actually put me on to the Eminem LP, the first one.
Uh-huh.
Before it even came out, I got the first demo, the cassette demo with
Oh,
like
for
5
real?
songs on that joint.
You
Yeah,
fuck with it?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
it's crazy, yeah,
So we knew about Eminem before he even came out, only due to DJ Grouch. But he was always putting us on all exclusive shit. But he knew he rocked with Thrust and them heavy Cardinal. So like he was always on tour with them.
Big up
That's when,
Cardinal, big up
yeah,
Thrust,
for sure.
man.
Shout out Cardinal and Thrust, 100%.
Listen to all those guys too, yeah.
I mean, so those he put us on. Like he was rocking with those guys, them too. But in the hood, yeah, I mean, I had those niggas in the hood that you look up to that would rap. So that's the people that made me rap.
So yo, okay, before that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you first day, okay, you moved to Scarlettwood. How did you meet new people? How was that? Like, was it easy to get used to the new spot, or was it took you a while to get used to it?
No, never that. I always fit right in.
Okay.
It was just hard because my mom never wanted me outside, so I had to sneak out a lot, or I was never allowed out. So niggas would be like, nigga, you're not even outside. But they're just poking fun at the kid, you know?
poking fun. Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. That's why when I was out there, I was always like, you know?
Easy up and down.
Yeah, super up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never that. But when it came to like rapping, it was the OGs on my block put me on. Shout out to Twice. I mean, Twice and Tweaks. Those guys are the two dudes that were the two rappers on that block. There's a group of them, you know what I'm saying? But them two are the ones. Twice is who I looked up to.
Was he in the real Toronto or no? Or he never?
He was in the real Toronto.
He was.
You know what's crazy about that? Twice is the dark skin guy. And then he's like, yeah, this is my house.
This is where I lived right here. This is where it started off for me when I first moved here. It's 27 buildings. 103. This is apartment 103. This is where I live.
When he's at the building, he goes, I live in his old house.
That's crazy.
Or the guy that shot like.
The guy, he's right at the beginning. He's a bald guy. He's got the white shirt on. You'll see it. But he's right at the building. The building's to his left of him. And the house behind him, I live there now. And what's even crazier, that Tweaks, the dude that he's rocking with, the guy beside him, lived in that house before him, I believe.
When I first started rapping, I was with best friend. It's like my brother right here. You know what I'm saying?
Sub-Vocal Atomic,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Tweaks.
Yeah, I believe.
All right,
So I was just like.
So you knew those. So you knew those guys
Yeah.
while you were growing up. They were like basically what you call them, like your mentors or just guys.
Yo, those are my older heads. G,
Older
you know
heads,
what I'm
okay,
saying? Yeah,
okay.
for sure. But Twice, it got to a point where, like, I was 11. So, like, just say, like, a year or so after I moved around, that's when I started getting, I think it was coming out and having freestyles on the block. We started off a thing where we had Dirty Dozen Entertainment. I mean, one of our older heads, obviously, he put us on, whatever. So we was all making money for whatever. We was doing shows. I did my first show, Mobb Deep. Like, it wasn't a show, it was a sound crew. So like I didn't perform or not like that, but this was our first actual gig that we actually worked together to work towards. Yeah, Mobb Deep was the first one.
No, but at 12 you were doing shows.
Yeah, around there. I believe I was 12 or 13 on the show. Yeah, I had to believe. Yeah, I was too young to go to jail, so.
Okay.
But yeah, around them times there, yeah. But that went over till I was 14, and then I ended up moving. And then I had to start all over again.
So so you were already making music?
Yeah,
you don't have any songs that old. I
wasn't recording when I was 11.
But you're doing shows, but
yeah,
not
like,
recording.
yeah, we were on the move. We were making moves on time. You know what I'm saying? We moved as a unit, all of us.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were in a group, basically.
So
Yeah,
the older
it was
heads,
all
and then
of
you
us.
were with them too, like at the show.
Like we had one older head, and then all of us that were on the block. I mean, but like there should have been other older heads, but that's another story.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was us, and we had one older head that we all put our thing together. We was all a unit. You know what I'm saying?
So what did your raps sound like? Like what was the style?
So when I first started freestyle, I was 11.
Yeah.
My first.
Who did you
freestyle-
look up to, like freestyle? Like what did you base your style on?
Twice made me freestyle first, because when it was on the block and he was doing all the freestyle and stuff, and then I wanted Crip. I got my nigga Crip Fatty. I don't know, shout my nigga Fatty. Stole me a verse, fool. There's a whole bunch of older heads over there too. Even my nigga Krem.
It's your boy Krem, a.k.a. the Mega City Bronco. You know what I'm saying? Here on the block, the Ville holding it down. Now we do.
I got a track with him too. I got my new tape. You know what I'm saying? So like we all, I mean, but after that, my first freestyle was fucking, if I rap it for you, I'm not gonna rap it for you right now, so don't ask me. It ain't gonna happen.
You can rap it?
That shit was garbage, yo.
You remember it or no?
Yeah, it was good. Like I remember a
If you
little
remember,
bit, but
rap.
I'm not rapping it, gang. I'm not doing that, bro. It was good enough to be accepted into the.
I remember
group.
this shit,
Yeah,
though.
you know what I'm saying.
Remember this shit, yo. Street celebrities since elementary. I've been in it, bro. The flow is complimentary. Public enemy, #1 suspect. Because of how much times I dodged the penitentiary.
Super.
You know, that's cold.
Yeah,
That's cold.
That's
There's
one of my favorite ones.
a few of those, but those, you know what I'm saying?
That's one of my
I've heard
faves.
every track of yours. That's out.
Yeah.
But to me, that's the sickest one, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot different than the one I rapped when I was 11, gang.
Yeah?
Yeah, different, way different.
No, rap the 11 now.
Nah, I'm not gonna rap that one. But I started. I wasn't really heavy into rap then. Like I said, after that we started doing the Dirty Dozen thing, and then we parted ways.
You're in school. You didn't drop out.
Nah, we in school at the same time.
You're still in school, going to school, doing
Nah,
homework at
I'm-
home.
Nah, gang. Me?
Yeah.
Right now?
No, not now.
Oh yeah,
We're talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Scarlett.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. We was the freshest kids in school, gang. We had our own dress code. I mean, we was probably the only fresh ones working Air Force Ones at that age. You know what I'm saying? We had the StarTech phone. You know what I mean, the flip
StarTech
Motorola joint. We had
Remember
the
that.
two-way joint to go with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we was fresh.
What years are we talking this? Like, what
It
years?
was
are
like
we talking?
95, gang. 95, 96.
95.
Yeah, I can say that down there.
Shit. At that time, hardly anybody had phones.
Yeah, no. We was advanced for our age, 100%.
I have my phone.
Like I said, we had like there was like 11 of us, and we're all the same age group, if not maybe 2, 3, 4 years difference. I mean, but we're all working together. We built what we did together. We got our own stuff. Like we had a manager, yeah, but that was probably one of our downfalls. But you know what I'm saying, we had somebody that put us on to something earlier.
Why downfall?
You know what I mean? So like.
Why the downfall? What a minute.
They can't really get into all that. Let's just say.
Let's just say downfall.
Let's just say greed got in the way. We'll say that. We'll just say that.
Okay.
All right, we'll save that story for.
Times we just try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's experience. It's part of the music. It's part of
That fucked, which fucked us up a lot. I mean, and
No, but like, even if like, what would you do at like 11? Even if like with the manager and stuff, even if there wasn't a grade, like what?
well, that's what I
possible
mean. There
move-
wasn't even a level of there wasn't even like no labels on anything yet. It was just like, yeah, I mean, there was us, and he saw our potential and boom, and took advantage of the situation.
At that time, everybody was trying to experiment. You know what I mean?
But I'm not gonna say I don't regret one day of that, because that day that, so like I say, he taught me. We learned a lot of shit earlier when we were at an early age. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that money ain't gonna buy you, and knowledge like that you can't just obtain anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially nowadays, because that's what a lot of people we need. Is that unity thing on the blocks? You know what I'm saying?
But you have no coke.
For the older heads, that older head that can guide the youth. We had that. You know what I'm saying?
So when did you start going your own and start doing your own type of music and say like, you know, right now I'm gonna do my own shit, you know?
Yeah. So when I got moved to the east, it was to Oshawa.
Big up to the Schwa.
Yeah,
and
sure.
that's where we connected.
Shark Tank all
Schwa,
day,
Schwa,
baby.
Schwa.
Wait.
No,
So
say it super.
So wait. Before that, why did you move there? Why would you move from the west all the way to the other side? That's even like, and like if it's for a better life, that's like Oshawa is not, you know, is it better or like? I'm just interested in knowing
Depends on what you're into.
the difference. I'm just into like, you know what I'm saying, why would you move that far? And it's not like you're moving to like, you know, Pickering, you're moving to Oshawa. It's not the best, you know?
Oh, let's just say I didn't know why I was moving on. I knew why. My mom.
And how old were you?
I was 14, 13, maybe 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just like tell.
Nah, 13. Yeah, 13.
So what Oshawa? Like explain to them like what kind of place Oshawa is. Like,
Well, I didn't have a choice really. I was giving a little too much trouble back home, right? And then my dad lived out there at this point in time. So we had a funny relationship where he would disappear and then my mom would find him and disappear. So let's just say that this time was one of those times she found him. So yeah, so I at that time I had probably gotten like my second charge, and then like I said, I was like too young to go to jail.
So
I got my first one.
What's the charge? Or you don't want
The second charge?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, robbery. Yeah, robbery. My mom had it up to here with that, so she moved me to Oshawa forcefully She told me to pack my shit. That pack your shit. So I said, yeah.
Is she trying to move you away like from so it's that far so you
I was
don't make it to
devastated.
anybody?
Yeah, she wanted.
That's
That's what she wanted. She wanted me far away from.
That's far, dog. That's like the
Yeah.
opposite. That's
Far from the element.
I
that's
was devastated.
an
yeah.
hour away.
I was devastated.
Driving like fast, no?
No, that's it depends on traffic. but back then it was easy to get there. It was like a good 20 minutes to get there.
But like my opinion is like what Asha was like. It's like I used to live in Lake Mimico. You ever
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there?
Hell yeah.
It's like
True Lake?
that type, no? Would it be similar to that or no?
Lakeshore Mimico?
Yeah.
Fuck, you in jail?
Not the jail. No, not the jail. The area. You ever been to Lake Mimico area?
Yeah. Nah,
Like Parkdale? No, it's not like that. You tell the people like what Oshawa was like. To you.
Oshawa's a little Toronto. That's exactly what Oshawa is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanna like from south to north, then you got the downtown. I mean, like it's not downtown like downtown.
Also got a broad street, so it's like
It's got to live with everything. It just depends on who you know and who you.
But is it grimy or no?
Oh hell yeah.
Or is it like one of those like Pleasantville things? Because that's
Definitely
what
not.
people think when you leave OT. They think everything is
Oh, suburbs don't mean Pleasantville, guy. Let's just say all them small town places that y'all think is nice. That's where all the shit take place. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
It actually takes more place out there because it's house parties. It's not outside. So a lot of people rather do house parties than go out. I mean, right? Especially when you gotta deal with all them traffic downtown. I mean, but
yeah, with the Connect, I watched a little bit you talking about this stuff on that other interview we're doing with it. How was with the Connect? The Connect. Or what was
Connect the Dot. Yeah,
Connect the Dot.
Shout out to
I
Mark.
watched that.
Shout out to Barker, man.
I watched a little bit here. It was a good interview. You know, I watched here and there a few
Yeah,
things,
man.
and then talk a little bit how you were there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you got there, and how was the adjustment there? Because it's totally different.
Yeah, well,
But,
yeah. It's totally
first of all, I
different.
want to ask: is it like Oshawa is all white or no?
No.
Because
No.
people think it's like 100%
No,
white.
yeah, at one point in time, let's say that the ratio was a little off. When I first moved there, my bro was already there. So like to me,
Blood brother or just friend?
yeah, he's black. Yeah, he's my blood brother.
Okay.
But he was there. I mean, let's just say that it's starting the population's starting to grow.
Okay.
It's grown a lot since.
population.
It's grown a lot since then, you know. It has, but yeah, you're right. You're right though. Back then, there wasn't really that much white people. Let's just say racism was at an all-time high back then.
Because one thing, because you mentioned like racism a lot in your song.
They find it hard to offer me a proposition. All because I'm dark skinned, I just won't fit in. It's like they had the trap set for me to fall in. Looking at me weird like they don't know what to call him.
Almost every song,
Yeah.
racism is mentioned.
Yeah.
Still I see no changes. Everybody wanna live in peace, but their souls are the souls of the beast. And still I see no changes. Still I see screws on all their faces. They still hate to see one of us make it.
Is there any examples where like, you were like,
yeah, I thought it was back in the '90s. Like, but like when I moved to the East, you have to understand. Like, let's just say my first adult bid was in Millbrook, which is in Peterborough. It's shut down now. A lot of people wouldn't know, but if you know, you know. But Millbrook was back in the days was a very race was a very big issue. I was 18. It was my first adult bid. I ended up getting shipped there. It wasn't as bad as people make it seem.
you were in Scarlettwood? No, you were already East.
No, I was already in the East at this time. But at this time, I was already on road. When I got to the East, buddy, I was on road. I was stealing cars for fun. Yeah, I was never home. I was never home. I was
So when you moved with the dad, you didn't spend that much time, like actually in the crib, basically.
No, definitely not. I got arrested, and
So it didn't work. That plan didn't work, basically.
No, so what happened was, I ended up going back to school, and everything was great. You know, I went back to school. I was doing good, and then I ended up getting expelled because I was.
We're talking East now.
Yeah, this is East. I was going to GL Roberts in Oshawa. I was going for like a month, but it's probably not my first week, I believe. I think my first month, we'll give it that. But some skinhead kid, we'll call him a skinhead. He had leather trench coat. I could be using the wrong word, but I mean, let's say gothic or whatever. But he knew what he was doing, and I seen him coming towards me, and he decided to pick on me because I was new And I guess because I was black.
Was he huge or something? Or fuck to pick on you? No?
Well, I guess with the platform boots on.
Oh.
But he wasn't so small after. He wasn't so big after, though, I'll tell you that. But I let it go at first because I was trying to turn a new leaf, you know? So I ended up letting it go. And then after school, he tried the same thing again. So he body checked me in, and I ended up G-checking him for it. Now, my brother, he's well known in the school, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my brother, I mean, he's well known in the school. So, I mean, he tried to diffuse the situation. But yeah, I already had my mind made up by then. Anyway, I ended up hitting dude, and then my bro had no choice but to jump in, so we bang out dude, whatever, and then dude ended up turning on us.
Yeah.
So he ended up turning on us. We ended up going to the office, and they ended up expelling me and my brother, and not do that with him. So that's how we got expelled from school. And then during the fight, his boy, or just after the fight, his boy wanted to come up and threaten me while the teachers were coming in or whatever. But when we got expelled, we were outside and we caught him. So we fooded him going out of Money Mart, and then they ended up charging us. So that was my first charge in Oshawa. I ended up getting, I ended up going to phase 1. I was phase 1. And then I ended up getting 7 months, I believe. So they sent me to a foster home. And then my mom came and picked me up when I was getting out. She's like, yeah, you're not going back there. She's like, you're going home. See, so my mom picked me up and drove me back home. Yeah, 100%. So I was on bail, though. I ended up getting on bail. But I ended up running away. I think I ended up running away like 2-3 times and getting 2 more charges in Oshawa because I learned how to steal cars. I learned how to steal cars when I was out there. Mm-hmm. And then when I ended up, my mom ended up bringing me back. By that time, I was already ready to steal another car. You know what I'm saying?
So that was what you were doing, but for fun.
Yeah, sure. Just to get from A to B, you know? So I ended up running away and then moving back, stealing the car and going back to Oshawa. And that was crazy too, because one of my homeboys from Falstaff that I haven't seen in years, I ended up bucking with him. And then we ended up moving out there. We ended up stealing the car together and ended up going. But yeah, I was always, ever since, one of the reasons why, because my brother, I never grew up with my brother, but we were always close. We should say we were separated at birth a few times. So when I found out how to get to him, I went back.
He was in Oshawa, right? So
yeah, he was in Oshawa.
So like you were locked in with him, basically.
Yeah, so I kept going back. Super.
At that time with Oshawa, what was your goal at the time? Like, what was the ultimate goal? What were you trying to go for?
When I went out there?
Yeah.
When you fresh start kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, like, what was the ideal situation you wanted to end up?
I always wanted to do what my mom wanted, you know, go to school, graduate.
We all did that.
Yeah, no, but obviously, brother, if you can adjust to every situation, make new people and stuff like that, you're obviously a smart guy.
I didn't need to turn a new leaf. I just wanted to start fresh. I wanted a fresh start, which was going great until. And
that's essential. Separation is essential for a fresh start. Like, you have to go to a new spot and start.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't just like.
Yeah, the hood was definitely toxic. 100%. But it only toxic in its own right. At the end of the day, realistically, Oshawa is just as toxic. It may be a little more toxic, but it all depends on your mind state, really, and how you deal with your surroundings. You know what I mean? You just have to know what you want and make sure that nobody else influences your decisions in life. I mean, because you can go anywhere, you know what I mean? But you just have to learn how to just adapt and just know how to just deal with the pros and cons of your environment. Because at the end of the day, no matter where you go, it's the same. Like I said, in the suburbs, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? You can go anywhere. No matter where, inside, outside, whether it be your country or anywhere else, especially if it's somewhere new, you have to learn to adapt and then learn how to move in certain situations, you know?
Right.
So like when you're out there, right? So when you start doing music?
Yeah.
Like, what time you really start doing music, like, you know, independently by yourself? Or like,
yeah.
Who you worked with, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Fresh comes in. When I first came to Oshawa, I was obviously, that's when I started. I was already in the streets hard, so I had a mentality from the block already.
Yeah.
You guys knew each other? Already or
Fresh? No. He didn't come into the picture yet.
Okay.
Me and Freshman.
No, first music for like.
Like we have mutual friends in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story.
No, but let's go back to what Fresh asked.
Yeah. So
like what with the music?
When I first got into music is
I threw Fresh's question up.
So let's say I first came to Oshawa. The first time I got into music was with my boy Yankee. My boy Yankee. Yeah, shout out to Yankee, man. Shout out to Yankee Shady.
Yeah, Shady.
Yeah, I mean FPK all day. I mean them.
I'll pick up the Crooks too, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, shout out to my best friend Crooks all day. But Yankee and Shady, they was doing their own thing. They started their own little street, little promotion thing. But they from New York, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they had connections.
But they live there? But from New York?
They're from New York, but they moved over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
okay.
and it was fresh them time too. Shady, shout out to the Bronx. Shady from the Bronx. Yankee from Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? So that niggas actually gave one of my first shows in the East.
They used to show shows out there.
Yeah, that niggas gave my first show and that's when we met Peter Jackson. Shout out to my bro, Peter Jackson.
My brothers tattooed on my arms. My kids in diamonds on my jaws.
He's from Oshawa.
Yeah, that's my right hand. That's what I be rocking with. Like not only entertainment. I mean,
Shout out Peter Jackson.
We knew, me and PJ knew of each other in the streets. Like he knew of me in the streets, right? I just never really met him formally. But I was doing my thing in the streets rapping. And
everybody knew you in the street.
Yeah, I thought of that. 1,000%. But I was doing my thing rapping, so when Yankee and Shady picked me up, they were already connected I had to connect to PJ. So then them niggas put me on my first show.
What year are we talking? Not exact year, but what years?
Since 2000.
Early 2000, mid?
Yeah.
Early 2000.
Yeah.
2002, 2001,
yeah. My first show in the East was Purple City, Canada, and Slug.
Yeah,
shout out to
the biggest
Slug.
shows we brought out there.
Oh, shout out to Slug, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to my brother Bishop Brigante.
We from the Kennedy Station alumni. Before the jazz music and the screw face one time. You call it what you want, but we call it home. From the rapping to the trapping, we've got the throne in Scarborough.
All day.
Bishop.
You know what I mean? They took a shot for that. Yeah, I mean, he passed away the other day. You know what I mean? And I'll go out and pioneers like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The nigga poured like 10 shots in this drink. But yeah, I mean,
that's for Bishop, man.
Yeah,
Slugs,
100%, 100%, real shit. But Slug was one of the first people I actually worked with.
Oshawa days.
Yeah, so when I first moved to Oshawa, and I think it's when I first met you.
Yeah.
It was when I was doing that bill show. So that bill was one of my biggest bills, though.
That was a big bill, man.
Yeah, it was. Purple City, Canada was on there. Shout out to my nigga Bricktop all day. Bricktop is he actually introduced me to The Weeknd before The Weeknd even came out.
No, people don't know this.
Yeah,
Last time
Bricktop.
Stock Bundle's performance was done.
Yeah,
When he went back, Stock Bundle was done.
yeah,
Real talk.
yeah. Shout out to Bricktop.
Yeah.
Yeah, real shit. Shout out to Bricktop. So Purple City, Canada. He was rocking with Purple City, Canada, and so we was on tour with Purple City, Dipset,
tour.
and Slug.
Yeah. That was my tour.
Yeah,
You know,
super.
That was a Stop the Violence tour. You know,
So explain what that means, your tour. You
Back in the
organize.
days, they actually Stop the Violence tour. So
You organize it.
Yeah. So let's go to
Okay.
different neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? All the best in every neighborhood as you put them together and take a tour with me. You know, so Bandit was the best from Scarlett and the best from
So you organize the Stop the Violence
from
tour.
Marshall.
That's important.
So when so it's a crazy story that he would give you the rest of that story.
Yeah.
We on tour and Bandit, for some reason, Bandit like to stay in network. He just, what we call network, just staying on the block and doing the
Was it
homework,
Montreal?
whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we already left on the way to tour. Call Bandit. He's like, I'm not fucking staying home. We on the way to Montreal. Cause we do the 3 cities tour. We do Cornwall, we do Montreal, I'm doing Quebec.
And that's when I went with you.
He did the rest of the
Yeah,
story.
that's one of my first times actually going out to Montreal. One of my first times. We actually, I don't know why I keep doing that, but one of my first time was there. We was doing footwork. That's when we was handing out CDs
That's what I'm saying.
and all that kind of stuff. But that was an interesting time. But that's a story for another time too.
So the tour was successful.
Very
And
good.
what
Yeah,
just
definitely.
what
And
cities?
it was our own tour too.
Yeah, we always put on tours back at the
Yeah.
Stop and Violence store. So what I should do is like all the small cities. If I know anybody from any town, any city, I connect with them, all the DJs, all the promoters, local radio stations, whatever. Not giving away too many secrets, but that's what I used to do back then, you know?
Super.
All the colleges, whatever, all the schools, whatever. So I get all the marketing. I call them in advance, go there a month in advance, come back, grab the troops, and go back out of town. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Whatever money we made, we split it up.
Yeah.
But back then, all the money was spent on the hotels, and cause we were all young at the same time.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
rentals, like, you know what I mean? Accommodations so that we could all be happy on tour, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, Freshy's good, man. Freshy's good people. When it comes to that, yeah, Freshy was the road manager. He be managing everything from the road to the tour. Yeah, he's good like that. Risky was there with us. Shout out to Risky G.
They got Risky G and Crooks, man.
I just
talk-
talk
yeah,
to them all the
that's
time,
the
man.
family.
Shout out to
Risky.
Crooks. Shout out to the rest of the dogs. You know,
I talk to those guys all the time.
rest in peace, Jimmy Jumps,
Oh, Jimmy Jumps,
my
man.
broski. I got locked up for that show.
I did too.
Yeah, I got locked up 2 days
I
for
got
that
locked
show.
up the day before the show. I put the whole, this is crazy. I never
You could-
from the story. I put on the show, and we would be getting ready. When my boys came in the house and said, there going to be girls there. Something happened where it had nothing to do with me, where for some reason police got called, and I'm staying in the house. I can't go to the show. I end up in jail. The show was successful, but half of the crew, after the performance, got locked up.
I think a lot of people got locked
You know
up
what I'm saying?
that time still. But
J.R. Ryder was there.
That's a start, yeah.
You know what I'm
J.R. was
saying?
there too. Yeah. Shout out Stack, yo, the rest in peace, Stack Bundles. Stack Bundles on that bill too.
That's the last big. That's the first time he ever came to Canada. You know?
Yeah.
We used to always bring all the artists from Rockefeller. For some reason, Rockefeller artists used to. We had like a deal with them. They used to always send us their artists. You know, and they were coming for cheap. Big up to PD Crack too, you know.
Yeah.
And big up to the guys from the Roots, or anybody from the Roots, you know, because they always worked with us back in this. You know what I
I
mean?
made a special track. I did a track on Santana's Dipset Town beat, Dipset Anthem, just for that. So that's for that. I did another one on the ball and beat. Yeah, you'll see
I
that.
seen the Mano track, but I didn't see the.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, type in "What More" by Band-Aid, you'll see that video.
It's the grip for me, gang. Nigga, we right here. You ain't gotta go that far. This is inside, yeah. Call me the heat score, cause it bring me heat more. This is what you wanted, what more could you ask for, huh?
That song was made for that track. Now one with Mano was I made that like years later, but I made that one on the ball and beat too, just for that tour, and then I got locked up like a day before my show. But I got the shout out though, you know what I mean?
But it's like you didn't do like it wasn't a serious thing, no? You
No,
got-
it was
like
something
a-
major. It wasn't a major. It was just a breach. I think it was a breach. It was definitely a breach. It's funny
Crazy.
because I was mentioning that breach today, but yeah, this is a minor breach. A lot of us got locked up
petty shit.
on stupid
So
shit.
somebody was watching then, no?
Yeah, super. Because like it was like even that year, it was like a barbecue, my niggas barbecue, and like all of us ended up in the station on several occasions and didn't even know we were there. Like we heard each other. We're like, yo, man, what are you doing here? Like, nigga, what are you here? And you know,
So
they were out for us though. That bro, you have to understand. Like, there's a story that goes behind this all, right? Like, I mean, but there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna get into all that. Let's just say like
So you profiled, basically. You feel.
So when I was in, let's just say when I moved to the East End, I mean, some Gators ended up moving out there. I mean, we ended up bucking up out there, and that's to say, I made Grip Army. So Grip Army it stood for Gator Crip
Big up
Army.
Grip.
You know I'm saying all day. If you know, you know. I mean, long live Ziggy all day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
respect,
saying?
man.
Long live Mecca, young Mecca all
I
day.
know.
You know
I
what
remember, yeah. His music is fucking crazy.
I mean? Yeah,
I
young
know.
Mecca. Come
Yeah,
on,
of course.
bro.
No, of course.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Got nightmares.
Spent a lot of nights in them cold ass cells. I live what I spit, I know how I feel. Wake up in cold sweats, used to screams, a nightmare nigga, so I don't have no dreams.
There's a lot of history that people don't know because we don't really, you know what I'm saying? But y'all gonna learn soon.
And Michael was serious.
Y'all gonna learn. But long live Mech. I mean, free thoroughbred. You know what I'm saying? That's when they was doing the Still Running, Still Gunning, Hooligan's mixtape shit.
Finch.
So we're talking about
Finch.
so we're talking rap sheet days.
Yeah,
So that's
Finch.
right before my days.
So even rap sheet shit. That's been crazy because now in rap sheet, and then that's crazy because
Big
that
up
was
Rap
back
Sheet
then.
too, man.
So that's where he
Yeah,
came
shout out
out.
Rap
Like,
Sheet too.
not that he came out. He was probably active,
But
but
Rap Sheet
that's
too.
where I found out about like thoroughbred from rap
back
sheet.
then. And rap sheet was made in my hood.
2004.
Yeah, rap sheet was made in my hood. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
We were about to go do tracks with them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We went to go grab all that. I read Dead Eyes and
Yo, shout out to Dead Eyes, man.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Dead Eyes,
You wanna
Chuck
come
Madness
do tracks
all
with y'all
day.
back there,
Yo, shout out
man?
Chuck Madness too,
You know
because
what
Chuck
I'm
Madness, yo, you got little food.
He's sick, so I know he's got bars. Yo, I remember him.
I pray to God that he's blessing my soul. The devil's trying to take my life, but I ain't ready to go. That's why I'd rather stack chips and just stay on the low. But something in my mind keeps telling me this music will blow.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Broski, they were all bar kings back then.
Yeah. No,
all bar kings. It's the era of the bar kings, broski.
But your style is like storytelling.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
but you have like every time you rap, you have like the 6 bars is a story. Then you have a next story. So it's like you
Yeah.
like storytelling basically.
Yeah, I do. I still do. But like, let's just say like even like when I started my drill stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like my drill shit, I just did that just to keep up to the time. You know what I'm saying?
It
So,
works
like,
for you, dog. It works.
yeah,
Definitely
you know
works.
what I mean? I didn't really.
I'll prefer you on drill beats.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Super duper.
But why it means it's a lot to me even more because I didn't write any of that. I didn't write any of it. There's a lot of my shit I didn't write. I wrote a lot of my stuff in jail, and then I just came home and put it to a beat. So when I wrote that stuff, I didn't even plan on putting it to a drill beat.
What do you mean you don't write it? You didn't write it to the drill beat, or you didn't write the lyrics?
Beat. I didn't write to the beat.
Because it sounds like
Yeah,
somebody else wrote your
the
bars.
lyrics. Okay, this whole double hour mixtape, I didn't write it at all.
You didn't write the bars.
Nah.
Somebody else wrote it.
The
You
only
just
thing,
spit it.
the only thing I did was remember I made the hooks in jail. So let's say bit of butter.
Add a little bit of butter, add a bit of cream. I'm money getting type of brother, steady chasing my dream. And I'm bad as a mother, these hoes know what I mean. Yeah, I came from the gutter, but shit ain't nothing but a thing.
Add a little bit of butter. So imagine me myself doing that. Add a bit of cream.
Yeah.
I just did that with no beat. And then I
No,
came
wait,
home.
somebody else wrote the bars?
No, I did, nigga.
But it sounds, Doc, you didn't write it to the drill beat.
No, I didn't write at all. I went in and I freestyled.
Ah, you freestyle.
Yeah.
I was thinking somebody else. I'm like, no
Don't
way.
do me like that.
What the fuck?
I cried.
What the fuck? I'm like, there's no
no.
way you're saying this to the guy.
I ran on camera too, like nigga, I didn't write my shit.
No way.
Yo, listen, no, I ain't gonna say no names.
We don't do ghostwriting. Anybody that work
Not gonna say no names.
Because you have
no.
a certain style. There's no way. All your tracks have the same certain style, rhyme structure, and everything. It's all one person.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
like.
it's me.
Yeah.
It's me. That's funny. My bad. I thought I should be more clear. But yeah, I ended up. I did the foundation of it, and then when I came home, I freestyled it all in the booth. So yeah, it means a lot coming from that. But even like a lot of my old shit too, like my EP, Hell's Angel, even before that, even my old stuff. A lot of it I didn't write to the beat. I just wrote it, and then when I came home, I put it on beats. But there's even time I didn't even write hooks. I wouldn't even write hooks. There's a time I was gonna start something called No Label. This is way back then too. I was gonna start something called No Label, No Hook, No Nothing. I was gonna call it No Label.
I feel you should the hooks work. Like you're good. Actually, the hooks are memorable. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I like the way you do your
Well,
hooks.
you have to. You know what I mean? A hook makes it
Right now,
fun.
hook is everything because this
Yeah.
the TikTok they concentrate on the hook and then
Yeah.
they do these dances and shit like that.
The jig.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm
Trendy
old myself,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the
Yeah,
younger,
yeah.
that's what they fuck with, you know?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
hooks.
yeah, 100%. But yeah,
So-
I learned a lot about that too. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question. So like, I'm thinking like so the name Scarlett, you know, like it means something special for you, Scarlett, because
Oh yeah.
the first 5 or 6 or 7 videos I filmed in Scarlett, even when you were like you were already out of there,
Yeah.
but you filmed your videos in Scarlett.
Yeah. Oh, I'm.
You're good. Yeah,
The
that's
reason why I embrace Scarlett so much because that's where I grew up.
that's what you feel is like. That's almost out of all your childhood. You moved around, but this is
Yeah,
where.
that's where my heart's at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
100%.
that makes sense. Okay,
each-
that's what I thought. But
Big up Scarlett
I
again.
mean,
Big up,
shout out
of course.
my gang. I mean, SWC all day, Compton Block. I mean, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But that's what made me. I mean, like I said, when we started doing that organized stuff between us as kids, I mean, like that's where my head is till this day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I never regret that because I mean, there's some powerful knowledge that I learned back then that I'm obtaining and using right now. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, like a lot came from me even starting to rap from there. You know what I'm saying? Because like fuck it, let's get into that. Shout out to SUM.
Squad, It's only us at the top. Man down if you a op. My whole team strapped what you got. Round here bodies drop. Check our status, we on top. Violent capital of the dot.
What's up? All day, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of niggas gonna hate me for that. That's it. But
but remember, like BG was super talented. We talk about BG and all
we're
those
gonna start there because BG is actually
He's super
BG
talented.
started rapping because of me. Real shit, rest his soul all day. I tell you straight, like when I first made Middle Finger.
I'm that young lad with a look that make me look mad. An attitude like screw that, and if you don't like me, too bad. Get him the middle finger, get him the middle finger, get him the middle finger, get him the middle finger.
If you look Middle Finger, that's why he's in all of my videos. If you look at the majority of my video, BG's and all
I
of
see
them.
him, yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
Ben's like not gonna recognize him, but I see him, man.
Me, like when it comes to my block, it goes by generations. So when I said that the older heads, there would have been more older heads, we got rid of that generation. So
You'll be in the middle, the second generation.
We're the second.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, there's the older heads and then there's twice in.
So the third.
We're the third. You know what I'm saying? And they call us, we were the new generation, is what they call us at that time. And then under us, we got one generation under us, but BG's under that generation. You know what I'm saying? So those guys are the younger
The young
boys.
bucks, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, when I first made Middle Finger, he come up to me and he come to me and goes, yo, I'm gonna start rapping. And I fucking love that kid. I'm gonna start.
BG, yeah.
My niggas, we rollin'. 4 sticks, we hold it. 2 whips all black, and it's life I chose it. Money growing. Mama told me watch the fakes. I know, but it's life I chose it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to shot BG because
Yeah, I'll do a shot with BG too.
real shit.
Because I fucked with his music. I always listen to this shit. And I filmed the real Toronto.
Super
the video
proud of that
at
kid.
Scarlett, right?
Super proud of that kid. Because listen, go look up BG. I said, I don't even need y'all to look him up. Y'all probably already know him. But yesterday, at the end of the day,
NS, he changes them.
those
BG
guys-
NS, yeah.
Those guys put Scarlett on the map. I mean, if you know me, and then you know me from that way. But when it comes to the music shit, hats off.
I would say like, yeah,
Hats off. Hats off to those guys. BG, SUM, Merds. I mean, long live Murda. I mean, free the guys, free Trubs, YO.
guys, man.
Too much to
Purple.
You know what I mean? LV all day. You know what I mean?
Free all the guys, man.
But
What
yeah,
I was saying is, those guys actually had the real Toronto sound.
Yeah.
Because Amworks filmed that. Because Amworks, guys got to know, like Amworks, the team was like Fresh, me, CK, Amworks,
Yeah.
and Amworks was filming that foundation sound.
I'm straight from the south, I'm just being honest. From the lake to the plex is where you find the finest. With some 187 killers, I'm just being honest. Real crip shit, you can call it Sonic.
And that's what I was getting to. Shout out to MWorks.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting to. I was just getting to that. That's what I was getting to. Shout out to MWorks. See, because it's a long time coming, and I don't think he know, but it's timing and everything, and the timing is impeccable. Because MWorks about to shoot my next video. Real
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? So that's
100%.
so the thing is, like, that's why, like, I watched those videos and I'm seeing Amworks and stuff. Even before that, I was watching that.
Yeah,
I was
me
seeing
too.
like that's
who put them out there. Was MWorks.
Yeah, that's the Toronto sound. Then like that's only Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
shots up, BG.
And we still rocking with that song. Don't worry, we ain't. I ain't far too. I mean, like I said, BG learned to rap from me. So like even when like that UK vibe comes from me. My stepmom comes from England. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where that comes from. And then when I started saying in it, and
Yeah, I hear that. Yo, it was
stuff,
in it. I'm like, yo,
even
what?
the word fam, like when Dad was saying fam, that word came from the east side, man. I mean, but we
That's
ain't
why I
gonna
still
get
use
to
it.
all
You
that.
were the first with the hand saying that for years and years.
But not from the UK,
Years.
no?
From UK.
So original fam is from UK.
My stepmom's from the UK, but when I moved to the east, that's where my stepmom lives.
So the origins of fam is UK?
Yeah, it comes from
Because
UK.
it's always like people are always arguing.
I brought
about
it back
that.
to the block and started talking like that back
You've
there.
been saying that for years.
And that's when they started picking up the.
You were West Saco Beach and you were saying that back then.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Back
saying?
at West Saco Beach.
Because remember, in the shout out to Hypa. I mean, Hypa was the
in
main
Buffalo
rapper
right now. He's in Buffalo right now.
from back then. You know what I'm saying? He was the main sound.
He's from
Look at those Casino
Complex,
boys
right?
now,
Yeah.
you know?
From
Complex, yeah, it's from Merds and them. are from-
Jay and then St. Clair.
Yeah, right by
No, Jane and Dundas. Jane and
Yeah,
Dundas.
yeah. Right down the
Like
street.
yeah.
Right down the street. And
I'm
it's crazy.
close.
I
I live close to there.
I
so
found out
I'm
I'm
there
related to
all the time.
Hyper too. Yeah, I found out through one of my cousins. He invited me to a video shoot. He goes, "Yo, our cousin's having a video shoot." I didn't even know who it was. So yeah, let's go, because I'm pretty sure I know who it is. See, so anyway, we get there and fuck, it's Haifa. So my cousin introduces us to each other, and me and Harper are like, yo, he's like, nigga, you know each other? Yeah, so we got the same last name and all that. All three of us do, and we're all three cousins. Or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, that song came from me, gang. You know what I'm saying?
So you influenced the culture, basically.
1,000%. If anybody else thinks they can take that away from me, I'll argue. I'll argue too tough.
That's sick, yo. Yeah, no, but I get a feeling when just like, you know, like they.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know everybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You don't just know everybody in this city like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. You know what I mean? And it's not really a good thing, really, but you know.
Well, at the end of the day, you turn it into a good thing right now,
yeah,
right?
No, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Because at the end of the day, people want answers. But yeah, besides all that, BG, on the flip side, what my point of all that is that we need to change up, we need to fix up all that, you know what I'm saying? Because we lost a lot of innocent lives. And even now, to this day, it's going on. A lot of shit's going on with that politics, and the people don't know, and it's going on right in front of their faces. But at the end of the day, we just come and push it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want no smoke with nobody.
No, of course.
You know? And then we want to build, you know what I'm saying? We want to
We're definitely, on this podcast, we definitely don't push any of that. Yeah. We don't promote any of that. We don't get into details. We don't try to have anybody in trouble that comes through. You know what I'm saying? We just keep it cool.
100%. Exactly.
Definitely not.
100%. You know what I'm saying?
So let's get back to the music.
Yeah, so that's how Scarlett was put on there. From then, boom, and then after the Dipset show, I ended up fucking with PJ.
This is how, like, what year? You were living in Oshawa.
7. Yeah. I started fucking with. All right, after that show.
Wait. Before that, let's 5. Okay, we'll get back to that.
I remember. Dipset show, right?
Wait, no, before the Dipset show. 5. The Real Tron DVD came out on 5. So you were.
Shit.
I want to get into that.
5?
Yeah.
5?
So you were.
I was in the East at that time.
So you weren't in Scarlettwood, but you said.
I was still there. I just never.
But if it was on, you'd be on or no?
Let's just say I was on in the East at that time.
No, but if you were on the block at the time, you'd come through.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. I come to the block anytime. My mom still lives there.
Yeah.
To this day, she does. You know what I'm saying? My sisters live there too, or some of them. I mean, but I always go back to my mom, bro. I tell you what my mom has for you, whatever. I'm just joking. My mom is my number one best friend, and in the whole wide world. In the whole wide world, I just don't utilize her as much as I should because I'm her son, you know. So you know, I feel like I
big up moms.
Yeah.
So I get into your block for a second. Yeah, big up moms first.
Yeah.
I get into your block right now. So the man that brought me over there, Adversary.
Yeah.
I knew his producer before him, Ash Beats.
Okay.
He connected with Adversary. Adversary brought me to the block. We filmed there. Cram was there.
Yeah, okay.
And these mans, right? So it was sick, you know what I'm saying? And then Creepy came through.
We're the second most drug-infested area in Etobicoke, and that's a proven fact.
From 1998.
1998 and beyond, 1997, going way back into time. This is a true story. We don't have time to lie, you know what I'm saying? This is a block that big people know about this stuff, you know what I'm saying? They call me Creepy, and I've been around on this block.
Okay. But he raps Falstaff too, right?
Creepy?
Yeah. He knows Falstaff. Like he's there. He's there in the
rocks.
Maybe I'm confusing the names.
No, you're right. You're talking. No, you're right person. But Creepy was more like involved in the music side, so he was more involved with like Juggernaut and like rock.
But he lived in Scotland, or?
Yeah, of course he did. Of course.
Okay.
But he was just more interactive with the outside.
Yeah,
like I said, there was 3 blocks. I mean, there's Falstaff, there's Scarlett, and there's Schutzway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was just like the marketer of the block. I'm saying like one of the top heads that. I mean, he just kept shit moving on the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so
music-wise, when it
when it comes to that, Adversary, I think he's very talented.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say too. He's dope. He's dope as motherfucker. He's one of me. Like I said, he's one of the guys I looked up to when I was coming up rapping. He got me rapping.
So he was on the block rapping.
Let's say he got me rapping.
He was on the block rapping. You see him rapping.
I never meant to live this rap life, but I had to do it. It's either kill or be killed, and I had to live through it. These kids need me, God. I had to stick to the script. Remember when I vowed to spit sick and take no shit? Plus the streets got too thick. Some friends now diss. Some wanted to X us out like Schindler's List.
He's the one who started all the ciphers.
And his freestyles.
And the nigga come cypher.
His
He told me to rap
his
my
flow
first
is very
rap.
tight. Like he's natural with the flow because he
Yeah.
doesn't. He feels like he doesn't. He just hears a beat and he hops in it and he adjusts to it.
Yeah,
like
he
you can
mad
tell that
dope.
flow is. It's natural there.
Yeah, he mad dope. He one of the reasons why. Well, not one of the reasons why, but like he brought. I'd like to say he brought Jay-Z. I started listening to Jay-Z because he's one of the, he reminds me of him hard when back in that when I was younger. Yeah, he brought Streets is Watching, all kind of shit. Okay, we won't say what he did, but like the older, the man them, it was that time. I mean,
different tunes they were pumping around.
His brother also lived there. Yeah, his brother and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why that bird and all, big bird. How I'm saying. But that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why like we got all that organizing mentality. It was because we grew up with Jay-Z and Rockefeller. We watched those guys. I mean, growing up. So that's what we was aiming to build. You know what I'm saying?
So the guys that were on that, you familiar? You know these men, right? Like everybody that's on that showed up on the Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a good segment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then shout out to Adversary. He actually hit me up after that. He's like, "Yo, all this."
That's my bigger bro. That's my big bro. Man.
Yeah, he's Adversary.
Yeah, that's my big bro. That's my big bro.
Clubs are around
So shout out to Adversary because he showed me love.
We're in Scarlet.
Clubs, like in the nightlife.
So
like clubs, the hangout.
Where?
Scarlet.
I was too young, but like I'm getting them clubs young, because with the man.
Neighborhood parties and stuff like that. Like
there's 3 Kings, right? You got 3 Kings.
You know those plates too.
Over by what was that? There's Epiphany too.
Yeah, those right there.
Epiphany. They had them tooting jams.
Big up to Epiphany back
yeah,
then.
for sure.
That
Shout out
was a
Epiphany.
big club back in the day. You know what I mean?
100%. I met Red One there one time. We was having
big up Red One, Vancouver Rascals.
Yeah, I'm 13. I'm like 13, 14 going to these events, bro. I met Red One from Rascals there once. Oh shit, that's another story.
Yo, everything has a fucking like.
No, but shout out to Red One, man. Shout out to the Rascals all day, real shit. Cause y'all, you know what I mean? Without y'all, this shit would be possible. But yeah, you know what I mean? So PJ, I went on my first tour with PJ. I used to goon for PJ. That's how me and PJ first met. I mean, that first when I did the meeting with Yankee to meet up with PJ, it was in the car. Now, like I said, he knows me from the streets. So I mean, so like he's not really too like he wants to meet up with me, but he doesn't really. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we meet up in the car. Yankee and Shady, I believe, were in the front seat. I'm in the back seat, and then PJ jumps in the back seat.
You come Yankees from the U.S.
Yeah, Yankees from New York. Yeah.
That's our partner from Oshawa back then.
Yeah. So PJ jumps in the back seat,
fresh.
and PJ's like, he's just like, fuck. Like he doesn't really talk because he sees me. He's like, why? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, don't worry, but we cool. But we was paying him for the show, for the Dipset show. Yeah. But then after that, me and PJ been like this ever since. Cause he bring me on the road with him. Right? Yeah, bro, that's my rib, real shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's my dog. I mean, he taught me. He's the reason why I learned a lot in the game. You know what I'm saying? He's my mentor.
Okay.
So to speak. But my first tour with him that I did gooning with him was 2007, I believe. You can ask him. But I believe it was Clips. Pusha T, I believe.
Clips from Parma?
No, this is the actual Clips. Like Friday.
No, we always open back and then for big line.
Yeah, you know, we always had the major shows.
We always had, because when you come to Toronto back then, if you're not me, it's my boy Finesse or Yankee, because Yankee used to live there, so I always had to connect from.
So you knew him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know Yankee too. Like,
he's still there. He's still around. Yeah, yo, give Yankee an interview. That'd be great.
Yankee.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yankee.
an asshole, but you're my brother for life.
But yo, we need to bring these are people that that's what I'm saying. These are people that I mean.
That's
bring
right now we're worried about you
right here.
Yeah, but
this interview is good because
angled, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all connected. So I'm saying it's gonna bring everybody out because at them time that
a lot of men's fuck with you.
He was a main promoter for hip hop back in Oshawa back in the day.
Yeah, what we was doing back then, we just need to just bring it up back and continue what we was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Richie, big up Richie too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah, shout out to my young thousandaires too, man.
So let's go back. Let's go back to
Where's the
like
bottle?
your albums. How many albums you released so far? Or how many singles? I know you like your singles.
Single wise, I couldn't tell you. But my first CD that I ever dropped is called Project Blue Bandit.
Yeah.
On the run.
I'm in need of love, but most times I don't need them. I'm warming up for hustling drugs. I'm in a fight for my freedom. I'm on the run, constantly filling my lungs with this cheap. But they telling me that they watch it, but that don't bother me neither.
I dropped that. I was 21 when I started writing that. I was on the run. So
During the release?
Yeah, I was on the run. Yeah.
Or during the recording process?
During the release too. During the writing process, everything. So from beginning to end, there's actually a few songs that didn't make it on there because just unorganization. But that whole tape from beginning to end is me on the run. So if you listen to it, you'll hear the sirens at the beginning, and then it'll carry you all to the story, all the way to the end, and then
it's on Spotify.
You can get that one on.
Fuck! So I didn't even hear it.
That one's on my SoundCloud. Yeah, you haven't heard half. The
fuck!
Shit. I want to for my anniversary. I want to put it on Apple Music. There's 2 tapes that are not on Apple Music.
I didn't know. I just heard what's on Spotify.
Yeah, my first few tapes are not on Spotify. And
so I'm not prepared.
Super. Yeah, you're doing good.
How many albums do you release so far? You know?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I got On the Run with my first mixtape. My second mixtape is called It's About Time.
Okay.
Time is Everything. My third one after that is Fresh Out of Steel Casket.
All right.
And then there's Devil Hour. Or no, sorry. Then there's Hell's Angels. Hell's Angel.
All right.
The Best Kept Secret. And then there's Devil Hours, my last one.
So hold on.
Who's
You
that
know what
from?
I'm getting at, right?
What's that?
It's a single you have that's pumping everywhere. The strip clubs, the local clubs, everything. The super.
I'm feeling super. Super duper. I'm feeling super. Super duper.
I'm in Berry, okay?
Yeah.
I'm out there, I'm hearing the pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm by the airport with places that I don't talk about right now, but
Yeah.
it's playing in there too. Nasty in the strip club.
Yo, check out Super Duper on all platforms.
No, but
though,
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. That's on Devil Hour.
Drill,
Because
it's
I'm
drill,
going
no?
416, you know what I mean?
It's drill club,
Yes, I'm
club
going
drill,
out
no?
Yeah.
It's drill, but you can bump it at a club.
Yeah, 100%. I guess so. I don't.
Oh, I thought I looked at it as a
You know
club
what's crazy?
bang.
I didn't look at it until I released it. When I shot the video, I didn't expect to
The
shoot
style
that
is drill,
picture.
but it sounds like a club bang.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I didn't expect to even have that effect. You know what I'm saying? But
Shit,
then-
isn't there bitches like fucking
That's what I
dancing
mean.
at the
But I
fucking pole?
didn't plan the video either. You know
Ah.
what I'm saying? It just happened like that. So then
Who filmed? Prince filmed.
Yeah, shout out to Prince Beach.
Shout out Prince Beach. Bye, 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 bye,
My
bye.
guy,
We're all connected
my
to this
guy, my
He's a
guy.
real one. Yeah, he's a good guy, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a big
But yeah,
guy.
all my album, all my tapes pretty much up to Devil Hour, it all has to do with time. I mean, so pretty much my whole thing is this, because I grew up in the bin, you know what I'm saying? So one time in jail.
What do you mean grew up in the bin?
So pretty much I did a lot of time in the bin, you know what I'm saying? It's to say, like, majority of my time, I've been behind the wall.
But why are we saying like that 2 year? You don't know what that 2 year bit did to me.
You don't know what a 2-year bid did to me. Mentally and physically, I see things differently.
Mentally and
That's
physically.
just one of the 2 year bids I've done.
Oh, so you did more than that?
I've probably done a couple still.
Shit, well, fuck. I thought that was the only one.
Nah,
You don't know what that
I was
bit did
thinking
to
that
me?
too, though. I was thinking that too, though, because I mean, I think fuck. But at that point in time,
So
eventually as we go along, then I mean, you know.
So that wasn't the only 2 year bit.
Nah.
That's one of
Oh
the reasons-
fuck.
that's
Yo,
one of the
that
reasons,
I thought it was like that changed your whole life. That whole fucking track.
Yeah, nah, that 2 year bid did something to me still, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because
The world would have hear more bandit, you know?
I got to a shootout with the feds that 2 year bid.
I want you to break that down.
I
you know what I mean?
almost got killed. He almost ended up killing me.
Shootout?
Yeah, the one of
Yeah.
the craziest incidents.
I almost
the
get
world's
shot.
craziest
I got shot in the head
If you want to talk about that.
by the
you know
Fed.
what I mean?
So I would have. I mean, it should've-
Where? Which part?
This is in the east side.
Your head looks normal. Which part?
Oh yeah, you gotta dig deep, gang. Just don't mess up my hair. Yeah, I mean you will never notice, but yeah, it's there. But yeah, I mean that was a serious 2-year bid for me. But not only that because I was going to a
If
spiritual.
the fat guy killed, it was 24. It would be 25.
Say it again.
If the fat guy killed, it would be 25. No.
Say it again.
If the fat guy killed, it would be 25.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. It could have been a whole lot worse than it did. But not just that. I was going through a spiritual war myself at that time.
Spiritual.
Yeah, I was wondering what a lot of things were happening to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I didn't even have to get pulled over. It's just that they were just out for me. Well, let's just say you did a lot of. Let's say you did a lot of shit that summer.
They were out for you, man.
You're gonna say that for another story, but yeah, they were out for me. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, let's just say I shouldn't have went to here. I shouldn't have. Let's just say
Well, I don't want to cut you, but back in the days, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm thorough. I used to go all different places. Mind your business, but I used to go different places. Mind your business. Long story short, you know what I mean? Some locations you go back in those times, a lot of things happen because of this. You know what I mean? Color of skin. So my life, you're out there trying to do good things within the community, they look at this and they wonder why you're out here. You know what I'm saying to you? So if my brother would say that was his incident, you know what I'm saying? He was out there doing whatever. We young guys, we're trying to make things happen in this world. You know what I'm saying to you? Development come from all different ways. You know what I'm saying to you?
Sure,
so that's what
right.
he was trying to do at the time. And the time you guys seen and you got jealous. You know what I'm saying to you? And try to stop the progress of the development of this.
Sure, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So let him continue anyway.
I mean, and then someone snitched, but he's right. But he's right. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't have.
It's crazy they didn't air you out because they shoot. Everybody shoots, right?
Yeah.
So they shoot like.
Yeah, exactly. But let's just say at that point in time, I mean, I'm not saying. Let's just say that to take accountability for it. Hey, it should have happened. I mean, if it didn't happen, then who knows what could have happened today? You know what I'm saying?
Thank God. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you one more shooting incident because it probably it got you thinking different. It might have people thinking that want to step on the streets thinking different if they want to because.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
That's a different one, though.
Oh no, that will support my next statement as well. I'm saying I was going through a spiritual war with myself. You know what I'm saying? I was blaming myself for a lot of things that I should have understood. You know what I'm saying? I started blaming God for a lot of things that I should have been taking accountability for. I mean, I started making excuses for myself as a man, which is where I fucked up. And when I was going through a situation. When I got into a rough situation, like a severe situation like that, and when I was really asking why, after I was doing so good, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, realistically, you just have to just accept yourself and your own actions. At the end of the day, you can't. God has everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you just have to just accept things for what it is, and I mean, if you just have to know what you're doing at the end of the day. You can't question God or you can't blame or even place blame for anybody else for your own actions for that matter.
So you don't want to get into that situation?
Oh, the situation I was in jail for?
No, the situation, but the shooting incident that
Oh yeah, sure, why not?
Just waiting for my day to come. People wanna conversate, but I got nothing to say to them. Dogs wanted food to eat, so I gave them some. I ain't a selfish nigga, dog. I fed everyone. But niggas is so ungrateful. Jealousy is strong enough to make your own man hate you.
In the TikTok, there's a video where there's like that's like you could have died and then you have to go to like.
Oh,
that's
the recent.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Because that could mean something that changed the mind state.
That's not the shooting with the police. Though.
No, different thing.
Okay, yeah, that's different. That's different. I was actually shot 5 times 4 or 5 years ago. I think it'll be 4 or 5 years.
Was that life-threatening or no?
Yeah, 100%.
You could have died.
Shot is life.
Yeah, 100%. I got it all went through this side. I got shot twice through here, double tap. I just missed my heart and came through here. Yeah, so definitely.
Thank God, man.
You know, but that's not the only. It was a divine intervention. Yeah, I mean, it happens though, but that's the one that you saw. But yeah, 100%. I'm lucky to be here.
It made you basically the thing is that did it make you rethink? How you view life? Did it change the way you started doing things? Like since then, right? I mean, that recovery is the recovery is a long time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, definitely I wasn't. I was only in there for 3 days.
3 days for that whole thing?
Surprisingly, yeah, I was only in. for 3 days.
Holy. For
And
that.
I was-
Ding.
Yeah, and I still hear to this day because my boys were like, "Yo, you didn't even know how."
So they took you to the hospital fast.
Yeah, I drove. I pretty much I was driving, and then they came up, boom, 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 and then the person that was in passenger came over, and then I made them take the driving wheel, and the hospital. Lucky thing, the hospital was like 2 minutes away, so they ended up driving me in the emergency, and then they took me in right from there. But to answer your question,
Yeah, if it didn't make you think different, rethink things, act different.
It's basically
That's just
your life
like-
back to that, you know what I mean? You look at life in a different perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I want to say, I want to say a different perspective because I already had a perspective of life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was my first divine intervention. So I don't want to say that is what changed
It wasn't the first time it happened.
Yeah, it's not, but in that nature, yes. So when it came to that, it had an effect. Like some people will be, I know what you mean. Like some people will be like all about revenge and stuff like that. But me, at the end of the day, I'm like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Revenge or turn like super religious. Some people would turn super
That's what I
religious.
mean.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like I said, if it wasn't for me and that little epiphany I had when I was 19 after the shootout with the feds, that time I realized that at the end of the day, God is, like I said, let's just say this. Grip Army means God is real in a person and real is demanding you. At the end of the day, you just have to be your own God. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this world because we're all gods.
Yeah.
I mean, we all come
100%.
from a God. So you have to be your own God. In order to understand how to live here on earth, you have to know what it is about. And in order for you to be that, you gotta think like a God. Don't let your head go up your own ass, but at the end of this day, it's a spiritual realm that we live in. So at the end of the day, I had to become one with my spirit in order to be able to feel not just myself, but everything around me. In order to act accordingly.
One more thing. So in that thing, it was like, oh, we're always like, the connect the dot.
Yeah,
Connect that. He's like,
yeah.
we're all worried about you, and you just saying, it was just a joke. Like you weren't serious. Like I just laughed it off, right?
Yeah.
So was that for real, or you just saying?
About what? Say
Like
again?
the shooting, we're all worried when you got shot, we got stabbed, and I just laughed it off.
Every like year or so, oh, Bandit, this happened to Bandit. Bandit got locked up. Oh, Bandit got stabbed. Oh, Bandit got jumped and bottled at a thing. Oh, Bandit got shot. Oh, Bandit got shot again. Right? Bro, no, it's scary. You laugh. That's scary.
I know, but it's so cool. I know it is.
It's
It is,
scary,
though.
bro.
It is,
It's
though.
no, you don't know what it's like as like. Okay, the thing is, we know this shit's inevitable with certain
All we can
people.
do is laugh it off.
You don't have PTSD
like
from that or nothing.
1,000%, bro. But this is how I deal with it.
So yeah, you just push through it, basically.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't get
alright.
it twisted, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted.
But you have to have you have to be strong like you to push through it. Some guys will get crushed from it, right? It's not everybody's like you. You have to.
let's
You
just say
understand,
this.
right?
You have to believe in something. You know what I'm saying, and if you don't believe in,
Divine
if you don't
power,
believe in the divine power, at least believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, then you're gonna be a weak individual, and then you're gonna do everything in yourself to find. If you're gonna spend your life trying to find something to believe in, you're never gonna find it. It's either because at the end of the day, it's right there in front of you. It's either it's right there or it's right here. I learned a lot about life and how it's very, very, very on how to appreciate it.
Word for the wise.
I mean,
that's all we say, man. Word for
life
the
is
wise.
very, very, very short, precious. Life can be taken away from you in a second. So that's one thing that I've learned is like, yo, you have to just find your happiness. Find your happiness, bro, because at the end of the day, this demonization is not it. It's not the way to live. When I said I was in a spiritual war, I was mad at myself every day, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, when I went to the bin.
You're criticizing yourself, basically.
Bro, especially going into the bin after that little thing, you know what I'm saying, my nigga, like, you have to understand, like, I was in the bin with this attitude. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every day pissed.
The test life can put
Is
you
it?
through, you know?
What I say? Pissed. You know what I mean? Miserable. You know what I mean? And that's how I just woke up. Because
But you didn't do it the time you did, though.
No, it's not even that, though. I was too young to even be thinking like this. I was 19, bro. Like, I shouldn't even be feeling like this.
Yeah,
at
you real
19.
on that.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but I was like, I was pissed because I was in jail.
You have a lot to offer, right? And then
Well,
you
not
get
even
locked
that,
away from it.
but I put myself in jail. That's what I'm saying. So like, why am I pissed off when I'm in jail? I mean, I'm pissed off because I'm in jail, and I mean, I'm pissed off because I woke up and I used to wish I don't want to say this, but I used to wish I died in my sleep kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to think.
Well, the whole time, or like while you were in jail?
Nah. This is when I was younger, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what life made me feel like. I felt like that's mostly because, like, a lot of it has, because what we go through, we don't think it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? The where we're born, where we're raised, where we come from, it isn't our fault. But
systematically, you know?
Yes, but when we get to a certain situation, when we get to a certain level in our life where we try to do better for ourselves, and then something like a major event alters our progress,
that from the start.
That we take it really hard on ourselves. You know what I'm saying, my nigga? And then we don't, before we take it hard on us, when we're younger, before we take it hard on ourselves, we're going to take it hard on God. Because that's who we're led to believe was there for us through these hard times. We don't have no one there to explain through our hard times. That's why at the end of the day we have no one to find but ourselves.
Okay, I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, regardless, at the end of the day, you have no one to blame but yourself for your actions.
At this moment right now, like what's happening in your life right now? Because I see you performing every other day, basically. Like, I'm being honest, because I cannot follow through. You have 50 stories every day. I can't follow through. But you're active though. You're performing and stuff like that. So explain, like, where are you at right now? Like right now, because we got up to the stuff. We went through a lot of stuff. But where are you at right now? Have you made it? You feel or no?
I got a lot of things going on.
You made it? What do you think? You made it out?
I feel like I made it. I think I made it a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Survival.
Yeah, I think I made it a long time ago. When I came to realize when I came to live with the fact of who I am, and you know what I mean, just accept myself for who I am. That's when I felt like I made it. And so when I stopped blaming myself and society and started taking accountability, that's when I felt like I made it. You know what I mean? That's when rapping started coming a lot easier, because I'd be rapping one way right now. I'd be rapping like I was still on the run if I didn't. I got a show on Friday, Fusion. I don't know if it's going to reach y'all by then, but I got a show on Friday, Fusion.
We're reaching.
I'm
reaching.
All right.
Reaching?
Yeah.
Oh, the gang's gonna be in the building. That's gonna be a crazy show. I mean, shout out to Price the Boss, Shabavelli all day. I mean, them dudes is doing all they can to put on for motherfuckers on the show. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
shout out Price.
Tune in with them.
Locked into, you know what I'm saying?
Real shit. Shout out Chucky, the billion dollar Convos podcast. I mean,
shout out those guys for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a few people there, but yeah, I mean, I'll show up at that show. I got another show tomorrow downtown. And
what do you have planned for the summer?
Tour in August. We on tour in May with Uncle Murda. Sober.
That's what I'm talking about. Some duper.
That's gonna be amazing. I'm coming through for that for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
that's gonna be crazy.
You know,
that's gonna be fucking crazy.
I mean, I got y'all 100%.
No, I'll pay it. I don't give
a fuck. Give us your summer.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
respect, man.
I got you 100%. For the summer, I'm trying to I got a podcast that I've been working on my own. So I mean,
we'll come to support.
So I'm saying, I don't know half of what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
we'll come.
Y'all can help me.
What do you mean, fuck, dog? We support everything, dog.
Yeah,
anything. I'm coming through whenever. You know what I'm saying?
I like what y'all doing here too. 100%. It's a good look.
Family for life.
But I got that. I got a food business I'm working with. I mean, I got a club promotion business. I got a club promotion business. Yeah, speaking of food promotion, I mean, let's just take this time to support this bad boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these chips, the fire. Yeah, listen, talk to the people. You got 2 minutes, gang. Oh, man.
This is my brother home. We go back from back in the days, from the early 90s, from the flea market. Most of y'all don't even know that spot.
2 minutes is not even enough. I started with hip hop snacks.
And you moving too?
In 1991. You know, I came up with hip hop snacks, you know, but the city was so racist at the time. They were not ready for the brand. And then the Raptors came here, and they started rap snacks in the US after my brand. I was the original.
That's the original. I'm going back to like 92, 93 times. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I link up with him. You know? That's how long he been doing marketing. He been all, even for you to envy the clothing line. The first hip hop tours, like, you know, we used to go to like West Sago Beach, pull up in the ice cream trucks and all that. You know what I mean? One of the first people that showed me marketing, you know?
In the shot? Fresher than the shot?
Hamilton, all that. You know? Homie.
Yeah, needy.
I know, there's so much to say. But
UFC, ex-UFC fighter too. You don't even know about that. But anyway.
Respect. He's a heavyweight. Respect my brother for hosting us out here.
And that's the host. That's the host. We just restaurant.
Respect.
Yeah, holla at your cyber chef, man.
Anytime.
Your cyber chef. I mean, yeah, give me your Instagram and all that.
Put everything
Instagram and all that.
Absolutely. It's your cyber chef. You could come to our restaurant right here in Scarborough. We've always been, big up to all the men in Scarborough. And, one thing I'm going to say, how I got into hip hop myself, because, coming from Africa at the time as a young man, went to high school. Yeah, I went to Monarch Park. And
big up Monarch Park, man.
Big up Monarch Park.
Man, yeah.
I listened to, like the Houdinis,
Long live Houdini.
Yes, the Houdinis. What you talk, we talk about Ron DMC, LL Cool J, MC. What's this guy's name too?
Smith and Wesson.
Smith and all these guys, man. We're getting old, so there's so much history here that I can't tell everybody, the whole story.
We right now we're gonna be doing in the summertime. We're gonna be showing hosting stuff at the Scarborough Bluffs.
Oh, we're doing a thing for sure.
Yeah,
we're doing a super thing for sure. Y'all stay tuned for
So Russian Bandit, Blue Bandit. You also Bandit, looking for all this music, everything coming soon.
Playboy Bandito, you got Playboy Bandito.
Yeah, for sure.
I support our brother's restaurant, support whatever you want to eat late night, you want to eat chicken, you eat whatever, cyber chicken, you know what I mean? Cyber, just look at my brother right here.
And don't forget, 3rd Degree Fresh.
3rd Degree for life, man.
Yeah, don't never forget that shit. And don't forget CK and M-Works. That's the team.
Big up CK, big up M-Works, man.
Big up Toronto.
Big up Toronto, big up Scartown for life. You know that, right? Scartown for life.
Shout out
Grenada, always gonna be a part of the whole situation. This is us, man.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out M-Works. Shout out your cyber chef. Shout out Fresh. 3rd Degree all day. It's my dog, day one. I mean, shout out the Mad Russian. You know what I'm saying?
We want you out here.
Me and myself.
We
call me Playboy Bandito. This Playboy Bandit with an O. You can catch me on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? That means all platforms. Playboy Bandito, you know what I'm saying? AKA Jacques Bleu. Super.
Oh, we can't forget King Turbo. I gotta big up King Turbo. Those are my people too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you know.
All right, man. Another one. Another banger.
Another one. Super.
Real Toronto. Real Toronto. Real Toronto.
Bow.